Thursday, 24th March, The Gap News this morning. Broadcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First, the headlines. MySejahtera glitch. Ignore second booster date, says Ministry. Children born overseas to Malaysian mothers to know citizenship status on June 22nd. Government proposes divorce alimony to be decided together. Ukraine forces fighting to retake ground from Russia, says US. New Zealand ease domestic COVID-19 restrictions. And Coach Kim makes roaring start on Harimau Malaya debut. And now the news in full. The Health Ministry has asked the public to ignore new appointments from the MySejahtera app if they have already received their COVID-19 booster dose or are aged 17 and below. In a statement Wednesday, the ministry said the application automatically sends out appointment links based on the type of vaccine individuals choose. However, the application is currently facing technical difficulties and is sending booster appointment links to individuals who are 17 and below and also to those who have already received their booster shots, asking them to come in for a second booster, it said. The Health Ministry says its current policy only recommends individuals aged 18 and above to receive one booster dose for the time being. Parents and guardians of children aged 17 and below, as well as individuals who have already received their booster shots, should ignore the new appointment link. As for those who have already accepted the appointments, please cancel them, it said. The Court of Appeal will rule on June 22nd if the government can deny citizenship by operation of law to children born overseas to Malaysian mothers. A three-member bench chaired by Kamaluddin Muhammad Said fixed the date after hearing submissions from government lawyer Liu Hong Bing and counsels Gurdial Singh Nija and Cyrus Des in two separate cases. Kamaluddin, who sat with Aziza Nawawi, and S. Ananda Balan, said they needed time to read the legal authorities submitted before making a finding. The government has proposed that Sharia court judges deliver divorce and alimony decisions simultaneously, Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob said. He said this would prevent issues from being dragged too long to the point that ex-wives and the children were victimized. Right now, after the divorce has been finalized, the case is brought up only later to hear alimony issues. Sometimes this takes time. And this is why we have proposed that both divorce and alimony be decided simultaneously. And this will allow all processes involving alimony to be expedited, he told a media conference at the Parliament building Wednesday. Ukrainian soldiers are successfully fighting back against invading Russian forces to reclaim ground in some parts of the country, the Pentagon says. There are reports of the Ukrainian flag being raised again in the suburb of Makariv, west of the capital Kiev. But Russian bombardment of the southern port city of Mariupol continues unabated. About 100,000 civilians remain trapped inside the city in inhumane conditions, says Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky says a humanitarian convoy has been captured by Russian forces and Ukrainian emergency workers taken prisoner. A Kremlin spokesman said Putin could use nuclear weapons if Russia faced an existential threat. The Pentagon calls the nuclear remarks dangerous, but says the US has seen no need to change its deterrent posture. New Zealand will relax its strict COVID-19 rules this week because case numbers have peaked and the population has high levels of immunity, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said Wednesday. Ardern said limits on outdoor crowd numbers will be scrapped late Friday, allowing sporting events and concerts to take place with unrestricted crowds. She said vaccine passes and scanning codes will no longer be compulsory from April 4th, and most vaccine mandates requiring employees to be immunized or face the sack would be dropped. This is not the end, but in some ways it is also a new beginning, Ardern told reporters, saying the changes acknowledge that COVID-19 is here to stay. And now for some sports news. The appointment of a new head coach in South Korean Kim Pang-gon has had the desired effect on the national football team as they carved out an impressive dominant 2-0 win over the Philippines in a friendly on Wednesday. JDT winger Asha Rashid stole the show with both goals at Singapore's National Stadium in an impressive first-half performance that highlighted Kim's impact on the team's playing style. Akia, who was named the most promising player at the 2019 National Football Awards, could have even notched a hat-trick at the end of the first half. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. MySejahtera glitch, ignore second booster date, says Ministry. Children born overseas to Malaysian mothers to know citizenship status on June 22nd. Government proposes divorce alimony to be decided together. Ukraine forces fighting to retake ground from Russia, says US. New Zealand to ease domestic COVID-19 restrictions. And Coach Kim makes roaring start on Harimau Malaya debut. This has been the Gap News this morning, Thursday, 24th March, with reports from Free Malaysia Today, The Vibes and the BBC World Service. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. We hope you found the bulletin informative. We certainly welcome hearing from you. If you do have the opportunity, please do write in. We would certainly love to hear from you. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.